I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Colby and Chip and Ghosty.
We're back.
Yes.
Shout out to the big homie Jay Dispirited. Thanks for checking up on us, big boy.
Oh,
and he checked up on us.
Oh, that's nice.
Because we didn't do a recording. We spent the entire day. Well, he was concerned for us, so.
Yeah, that's nice.
Not that other people aren't concerned for us, but Jay.
I forgot that we didn't put a recording out because I was
Jay
busy.
is pretty consistent with checking up on us, making sure we're good.
Nice.
Sending me some texts. I appreciate it. Unlike my buddy Dirk, who never texts me, or my buddy Alec, who, well, no, Alec's been texting me the last couple of weeks, so shout out to the big homie. Okay, so we're going to do an actual live listen, so this is probably going to be the last Slipknot song from this record that we listen to, because we're going to do a live listen. For those of you who are new, because we got a bunch of new people, a live listen is when we load up and literally just do it live, and we listen to the album from front to back, and we do it straight through. I don't know what's going to happen to the recording. It's probably going to get blocked. I don't know. They blocked the last video that we did, and because we listened to songs straight through. Mm-hmm. What was the guy say? How come you guys are all these other channels can post the videos, but you morons keep getting it blocked?
Yeah, he was basically telling us we needed to figure out what the issue was. I'm like, well, I don't know. We play the song straight through, so I think that's what the problem is.
The issue is we play the song through and we don't do the cuts. We've always done that. Other reaction channels do that on every song because that's a way to avoid the copyright thingamajig. Because they can copyright you and take all your all the ad revenue you've generated. So most channels just keep cutting it every 15 seconds or so that they can avoid that. We don't do that because we believe that, you know, we're going to make it up on the back end because of patrons and people who believe in what we're doing. Mm-hmm. But what I will say as a compromise is if it's a massive band like Tool who haven't released something for 13 years, the next time they release a single, we'll probably do the cut it up thing so that people can see the commentary and they can see the full video. But, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too, ladies and gents. So it's one or the other.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Which is unfortunate because we like to hear it straight through, respect the music. But
Yeah, but you guys have spoken, so you guys have basically said you want us to cut up the... again, we're not going to do that for every song. We're just going to do it for massive releases. We usually try to jump on you'll notice, like, the last couple songs that have just been debuted from big bands, we've had it recorded the same day. It's been... You know, we record it pretty quickly because we jump on it. So if it's that type of situation, we'll cut it up. Other than that, we'll do business as usual, okay? So hopefully that satiates everybody. You can't make everybody happy. But anyway, Nero Forte by Slipknot. Let's go.
Go.
Fast. Speed metal.
Oh!
That was heavy.
Yikes! Whoo! That middle, did you catch that? Why was it easy for you? Did I deserve the abuse? You know, it works horizontally and vertically. If you look, why did I not see
Oh!
See? Mm-hmm. Until it was too late.
Whoa.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
Corey Taylor's a bad motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He can write his ass off. I love shit like that.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It's a real, yeah, I know.
Uh-huh. You're very smart.
I'm very intelligent. Yeah. Now I know there's gonna be, and my gosh, another Slipknot response. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna quit the channel. You're not gonna quit the channel.
You'll miss us.
You'll miss us. You ain't gonna quit the channel, okay?
Oh yeah, somebody was like, you used to be so much more lively in your first videos. I'm like, yeah, but then I got pregnant and I got really tired. So I'm like, I'm coming back. Well, he didn't say me specifically, it was us.
Well, I mean, you know, I just go with what moves me. And, you know, part of the channel, yeah, definitely.
No, it's true, yeah.
We've got songs that
Seriously,
other people want to people want to listen to, and then we've got songs that we want to listen to. We're gonna see Slipknot in 2 weeks, so you know, we usually when we go to a show, it's usually we're working. So I'm kind of hoping that we can just go as fans, because I don't think you've ever experienced a rock show as just a fan. Because you're always working.
Well, we did the Neo show, but
right.
That was like right at the beginning. I was pregnant.
You were
know, there was just so many things.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
it'll be,
yeah.
you know.
So inshallah, you know, it's weird because, you know, it's like, you know, photo passes, backstage, blah blah blah. But we might be able to just work on this. I mean, chill on. And this show is going to be crazy. It's going to have Gojira. It's going to have Behemoth.
Yeah, it's gonna be packed.
God Almighty! I mean, ugh.
Yep.
I mean, whew, that's one of those shows you leave in a wheelchair, man. Seriously. Like,
well, my neck hurts from the show yesterday. I mean, was it yesterday? 2 days ago?
2 days ago.
Yeah.
3 days ago.
My
now
neck still hurts.
It's 1:23 in the morning. So.
Right. True.
Okay, so the riff was craziness.
Oh, there was female vocals in it. That surprised me.
Where did you see female vocals?
They were background singing.
Oh, does.
Yeah.
I don't think there's that. I think that was Corey, babe.
What?
I'm pretty certain that was Corey.
Well,
let's see. It doesn't say anything
a
about.
very beautiful sound.
Yeah, vocals Corey Taylor. Yeah, Corey.
Oh wow,
Corey
I didn't
sing his ass off.
I guess maybe.
Apparently, Corey added that melody like at the very, very end of them cutting this song. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I liked it.
Because it's pretty counterintuitive, but good look. I think Slipknot, you know, back in the nu metal era, that was kind of the template, like heavy verse and then you get melodic in the chorus. I just feel like Corey did that the best out of anybody during that era. And they've evolved. I mean, you can't really call them a nu metal band anymore, and nu metal is pretty much dead. There's only like 3 or 4 bands that survived that era. But he did it the best. I think he was able to do melodies better than anybody at the time. And it was crazy because they were so heavy and you know, whatever. But when, like, you had Purity, you had Wait and Bleed, you had Me Inside. I mean, on the self-titled record, those were really, really good melody portions. And this one, you know, was the same thing. The melody was pretty, but it was higher than anything I'd heard him do. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so.
And me as well. I thought so.
What?
Well, I thought it was female vocals, so obviously it was higher than anything I'd ever heard him do.
Seduct. And again, maybe out of nowhere there's some female vocals somewhere. But none of the credits here have, okay, so this was released August 9th. We were in the Corn Show. Somebody messaged me and was like, yo, a new Slipknot came out. I'm like, well, thank you, but we're working right now. Okay, so what did you think the song was about? Nero Forte.
Oh.
Forte. Fuerte in Spanish means strong. So,
well,
I don't
Nero's
know.
the bad guy.
Nero, I'm assuming that's Italian. Nero was was a Caesar. He was a bad Caesar.
Very bad.
As a matter of fact, when it says 666 in the book of Revelation, most Christians will tell you that's about the Antichrist or Nikolai Carpathia. I believe that the 666 in Revelation was actually about Caesar Nero. So Nero Forte.
Crazy things.
Yeah, Nero was a terrible person. He was horrible. He was called a beast by even, the secular historians at the time. He was a horrible individual. And
wasn't when he died, people were afraid to celebrate because they were afraid he was gonna
rise from the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called the Nero Redivivus myth. But so Nero was a bad guy. So that, and then Forte is probably strength. Or when you say that's my forte, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Like this is my forte is like that's what I'm good at, which is probably that's what you do best, right?
Oh,
so you say,
yeah.
Such and such is my forte.
Yep.
So it's Nero Forte. So maybe like you're the best at being a horrible, terrible person.
Oh no.
Right? Because Nero was a terrible person, and then it's Forte. So it's like that's my forte. So. That's how I'm looking at it. That's the title of the song.
Yeah, it looked like an exhausting relationship to me.
Yeah. What is the definition? A thing at which someone excels. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Forte. Okay. So why did you say it's about a relationship?
I'm never enough. That's a relationship-y sort of thing. I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. You bleed me dry, using me up. Dissatisfied and used. Another key to the empty spot in you. I just thought that was just, when somebody uses somebody else to kind of fill up their shortcomings and their empty feelings inside, and they try to make it so that way the other person fills that. And,
I mean, this could be anything. It could be your parents. You're never good enough for your parents. It could be a relationship. It's, that line right there. Fist clenched tight in the pockets of my hoodie.
Yeah.
That I love music that has, descriptions of like. Because when I was in English, and we were writing, we had to write a screenplay. And one of the things that you had to write was you had to write all of these, you had to set a stage. And she said you had to paint with your words. So you had to talk about. The leaves and this and that and all these details that kind of bring the audience into the story, and so Biggie was kind of the best at that. Welts on the neck from the necklace stripping, like so when you get your chain snatched and you get these welts on your neck, like real definite, real defined. So I like stuff like that, flinch cuts, because like.
I pictured it.
Yeah, like, because I remember you came back from Bible college, you were all angry and stuff, you had your little hoodie on, and you'd be in your hoodie, and you was all like, yo, you know what I mean? So it's like, that line right there is like the essence of like, teenage angst, which of course Corey's not a teenager anymore, but the vast majority of people listening to this are gonna be, young adults, you know what I mean? Like, and so you're in that phase where you're just like, fist clenched tight in the pockets of my hoodie, and I know where I need to go, but the voice of reason can't say no. It's in the eyes and heart, just the latest psycho off the charts. So what do you think? But the voice of reason can't say no.
I know where I need to go, he says right before that. So maybe he knows he needs to, leave the relationship, or...
I think it's a person keeps wanting more and more and more and more from them, and then the voice of reason should say, hey man, this is enough. But he can't say no. And so if the voice of reason can't say no, you're screwed, because the voice of reason is usually the one that's like above it all and looking at things objectively and dispassionately.
Yeah.
So if the voice of reason can't say no, then he's trapped, basically. And another line was another key to the empty spot in you.
Yeah.
Which
I felt like he was the key that she or whatever person it was trying to use them as the key to fixing that.
Right, and it's another one, which means the other person's continuously using other. One of the things that I'm really trying to, I think God's trying to teach me this, but one of the things I'm trying to wrap my mind around in the world when I look at the problems that people have, or the bad guys in a scenario, and I'm not articulating it right. But one of the things I'm starting to see is that the person is doing horrible, hurtful things to the other person because they have, issues within themselves that they're trying to fix. And yes, it's selfish and horrible that they're running over other people, but it's like, can you look at the other person too as a victim of their own issues? Which, I'm one of the, 6 months from now, I'm going to be able to articulate it much better and use different words because, nobody wants to be called a victim or whatever. But it's kind of like, think about the other person. It's like, yeah, you feel dissatisfied and used and whatever. But how do the other person is like trying to find something to deal with what's going on with the hollowness in their soul.
Yep.
And yes, you are a victim of that in this particular song, but it's like, man, how pathetic. And when I mean pathetic, I mean it in the literal sense, like something that should generate pathos or pity for the other person. Like, this is how, because I think people in those situations like are always operating in a state of panic. Like, oh my gosh, I feel empty again. What am I going to do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this person's going to do it. This person's going to do it. And then they idealize the person. And then everything comes crashing down. And it's a disaster. And you just have to think that a person with that type of mentality is under a lot of emotional duress. And that life is very, very difficult for them.
Yeah.
And so, but he's, this line right here, I'm in my prime. What do you want? I gotta say, like, I was in a, everybody knows I was in a previous relationship, and one of the things I'd worry about was like, my best years and all my potential is being channeled into this relationship and this person, and like I used to get so, I'd be livid because I'm like, I felt like, well, my background and, the narrative that I was fed as a kid was you were a very, very special person and you're going to change the world and you should have died when you were a baby, but God saved you and He rescued you and He has His hand on you for all. And then I spent so much time being like, I'm in my prime and I can't, I can't do anything with it because I'm blah. So then I decided I'm going to take other jobs and do stuff in the world and, whatever. But obviously that stuff I don't think is what I was supposed to be doing. Obviously, I'd much rather, it's much more fulfilling to make people whole.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
So, like,
for sure.
But and then the line, if you're lost in hell, you'll find no peace. Oh, wade through hate and fear. I haven't felt like this in years.
I think what you were saying prior was actually really interesting, like looking at the person that, is causing you the duress as, oh my gosh, like that person is a victim of something. But then, like you're saying, people don't want to be called victims, but there's a sense in which all of us are victims because we're victims to sin. You know what I mean? Like, we're all, we do the things that we wish, we didn't do, and we hurt people that we love, and we're mean and hateful sometimes, and we get short in traffic or short in situations where we should be patient. And I see it I go on mom chats a lot, and I see like moms will be like, I friggin' yelled at my kids again today. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
I didn't know you do that.
Yeah, I do.
I wonder how many things about each other we've learned from this channel.
I know. Yeah.
How long have you been on these mom chats?
I go randomly, I don't know.
It's just weird. It's weird. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I just like to see, like, it's normal. Other people have big families too, and there's some things that you feel like, well, that's just insane. But then when you talk to other people, you're like, oh, okay, it's happening over there too, or whatever. Like a lot of action with so many kids running around. But yeah, just. So going with your kind of train of thought is, we're kind of all victims because we're in a world full of sin and, I mean, you can call it what you want. You don't have to call it the word sin.
Yeah.
But there's bad
same
things,
shit.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's not a perfect place. We all know it.
A home like yours is upside down. Too much animosity. That's true. Home's supposed to be where you get refuge from the
Right.
animosity.
Right.
And yet the home is the place where the animosity is. Nobody does it better than the enemy. A hope like yours won't help me now. You can do your worst to me. At the end of the day, that's what you do best. A hope like yours won't help me now. So maybe like the person is like making his life a living hell at home, but at the same time they're like, oh, I hope everything gets better. I hope we'll get better and da 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 da. And he's like, well, your hope won't help me now because, you're doing these horrible things. So it's like our house is a
Yes.
freaking war zone.
Yeah.
And then you're at the same time saying, oh, everything will be better. Like, no.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Then it said at the end of the day, what? Scroll down.
At the end of the day, that's what you do best.
Yeah.
You can do your worst because doing your worst to him is what that person does best. I was listening to this thing on, it wasn't borderline personality disorder, it was narcissistic personality disorder. And remember the lady was saying that, the narcissists, like, they're not, she doesn't think it's a disorder because you just, because in all the other personality disorders, the person is directly suffering
Yeah,
from.
you're the one that's afflicted.
Right,
But-
so bipolar and manic depressive and anxiety, the person is directly distressed by the disorder, whereas a narcissistic
They
person...
don't feel anything.
Right,
But you're afflicted if you're
a
around them.
narcissistic person is not afflicted.
Yeah.
But they afflict other people.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because the psychologist basically said, they're not going to change. So you either decide to stay in a relationship, or you better surround yourself with your friends who can affirm you and all the rest of it, and care about you and whatever, and keep it surface level with your spouse. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, what crazy advice. But at the same time, it's like, I appreciated how realistic she was. Because, like,
Yep.
it's better to get the skinny like that instead of get to a point where you become hopeless in the relationship. It's, in my mind, it's better to just have the information instead of a war of attrition where your soul is finally so beat down that you don't have any hope anymore. So good Lord, it made me very, very grateful that you and I are together. Good Lord. Which, by the way, I talk about, my previous relationship all the time. I don't believe that she had narcissistic personality disorder. It had nothing, when I said I'm glad I'm with her, it has nothing to do with the other one. It just means I'm glad that I'm with a person. Look, if there's any human being on the planet who should have a narcissistic personality disorder, it's this one. Because you're so freaking amazing and beautiful.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, and I see how people react to you in the real world. Like, somebody put a clip of, I'm not going to mention the actress, of an actress made up and not made up, and it was like worlds apart, like unrecognizable, and I wake up to you next to you every day, so like, you should, but you're one of the least narcissistic people I've actually met in my life. Most of the time when I get angry at you, it's because you're not.
Yep, I know, it's true.
Not enough. I know, and even if I didn't know, I would lie. So many would believe it. Stand up and resist the chains of all the people in the belligerent, sick restraint. I wasn't enough, you bled me dry, which way is up? Oh, you're
That's
a lie and a
feeling.
fake. I hope that truth is not too late. Good Lord.
Which way is up? That's oh gosh,
Tough
that's
feeling.
such a tough feeling, yeah. Because, like, you think of somebody that's, if you've ever been in a pool and you do somersaults and stuff like that, and then, like, if you get confused and you're, like, not sure which way, which way's up, and you feel like you're, like, drowning almost. We used to do it so much as a kid. We'd be like, how many times can you do the somersaults before you basically pass out? And then you get, like, that confused feeling, like you didn't know which way to go. And, like, if in life you feel that way where you don't know, but it's not a game, it's actually your life, and you're like, I don't know which way is up. The relationship, just life in general, and just feeling like you're overcome and you're drowning and you're surrounded by darkness, and it's just, because they have that saying, when it rains, it pours. Like, sometimes, like, life just keeps coming at you. And, boy, when you're in that situation and you feel that way, it's a heavy, heavy feeling. Because you want to up is out, usually. So
Yeah.
it's a tough thing.
That bridge is probably the best bridge of 2019, the smartest. Because not only did it work vertically and horizontally,
Yeah.
but there was also an internal rhyme scheme on the vertical side. Why did I not see your true face until it was too late? See? That's crazy. That's some
Smart man.
good writing. And you know, that's one of the things where it's like, I always say nobody surprises anybody. So like,
Yep.
you know, like you didn't see the true face until it was too late because you decided to look at something else. Because when we want to be with somebody, we ignore certain things.
It's yep.
And you know, and that's why I made a very big.
That's why people always say, "I didn't know you were like this."
Right. You're a damn liar. You absolutely. Well, that's why I made a primer on fighting a lot at the beginning of our relationship. Just, you know, because, you know, there's things that have to be smoothed out and worked out, and none of us we're not gonna be in situations like, I can't believe that. Like you know what I'm gonna do, and I know what you're gonna do, and all that, and I think that makes for a stronger relationship. I think not talking about those conflict points, I think, is a recipe for complete disaster in a relationship. I don't think it's healthy, and if the relationship isn't strong enough to deal with those conflicts, then, you know. Not that I wanted to see now here. Why was it easy for you? Did I deserve the abuse? I can't believe that I let it. Not what I wanted. See through your bullshit. You're so traumatic. True to your form of every constant. Yeah, it's just a person who's very, very traumatic. It's interesting.
Yeah, usually it's dramatic.
Dramatic, but
Yeah,
their
but they're
drama
probably-
is causing trauma.
Yikes.
Huh? This is bad. And then just sonically, it was crazy. It was very, very heavy.
It was so heavy.
They better play this song. You better play
Oh
this
my
song
God,
live.
that would be crazy.
We've degraded. What do you give the song?
I'm gonna go with a 9.
9 what? 9 straight?
Yep, 9 straight.
I'm gonna give this a 9.8. Good melody, good metal, very heavy. It's a 9.8 for me.
Oh, there you have it.
Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.